Today we're diving deep into a topic that challenges traditional gender norms and sparks a lot of important conversations. Female masculinity. What does it mean? Why is it important to talk about? And how is it reshaping the way we think about gender identity and expression in the 21st century? Female masculinity is not a contradiction. It refers to women who embrace or embody traits, behaviors, or expressions that society typically associates with masculinity. These traits could be anything from a preference for androgynous fashion, short hair, a deeper voice, or a tendency to take on roles traditionally assigned to men. Judith Halberstam, an important figure in gender studies, wrote a groundbreaking book in 1998 called Female Masculinity. In this work, she explains that masculinity isn't something reserved for just men. Instead, masculinity can be performed by people of all genders, including women. When women adopt masculine traits, it's often viewed as subversive, and that subversion can reveal just how arbitrary and socially constructed gender norms really are. Halberstam's work is pivotal because it shows us that masculinity is not something that only men can possess or express, and that female masculinity challenges the binaries that society often tries to impose on us. For a long time, our society has equated femininity with traits like nurturing, gentleness, and passivity, while masculinity has been associated with strength, assertiveness, and independence. But as we know, these traits aren't inherently gendered. The concept of female masculinity allows us to question these rigid categories. Women who embrace masculinity might show strength, confidence, or dominance, and yet they are still women. They demonstrate that masculine traits don't take away from their identity but can coexist with it. In pop culture, we're beginning to see more representations of women who defy gender norms. Think of female characters who take on traditionally masculine roles, like warriors or action heroes. These representations challenge the narrow view that women have to fit into a certain box to be considered feminine. But outside of media, we also see this in everyday life. Women who work in male-dominated industries, women athletes, or those who choose to dress in traditionally masculine way. These are all examples of how female masculinity shows up and challenges stereotypes. Although the term female masculinity may seem like a modern concept, it has existed throughout history. We can trace it back to many influential women who defied gender expectations and embraced masculine qualities. One famous example is Joan of Arc. Joan dressed in men's clothing, led soldiers into battle, and defied the gender norms of her time. Her strength, leadership, and courage are all traits society typically associates with masculinity, yet Joan's story shows that these traits are not inherently male. Fast forward to the 20th century, and we have examples like Marlene Dietrich, a Hollywood star who often wore suits and projected an image of female masculinity that challenged the era's strict norms. She made waves with her androgynous style, showing that women could embody both masculine and feminine traits, disrupting the gender binary in the process. These historical figures paved the way for modern expressions of female masculinity, showing that it's not a new concept but one that has been challenging societal expectations for centuries. Female masculinity is often tied to LGBTQ+ identities, particularly within the lesbian community. Butch lesbians, for example, are known for embodying a form of female masculinity, and their existence has long challenged traditional ideas about gender and sexuality. For many, being masculine doesn't mean rejecting their identity as women. Instead, it means redefining what it means to be a woman. In the past, these expressions of masculinity were often marginalized or misunderstood. However, today there is growing acceptance of gender diversity, and more people are realizing that masculinity is not exclusive to men. Transgender and non-binary individuals also push the boundaries of masculinity and femininity, revealing that gender is a fluid spectrum. Female masculinity in these contexts challenges the rigid ideas we often have about gender expression and shows us how broad and diverse these experiences can be. Why it's important to talk about female masculinity. Talking about female masculinity is important because it helps us break down harmful gender stereotypes. It opens up possibilities for everyone to express themselves authentically, without feeling confined by societal expectations. In a world that often tries to put people into neat categories, discussions about female masculinity remind us that gender is not binary and that the way we express ourselves doesn't have to fit into rigid definitions. It's about breaking free from those limitations and recognizing the full range of human expression. When women or people of other genders embrace masculinity, they are making a statement. One that challenges the status quo and broadens our understanding of what it means to be human. It's a powerful reminder that gender is a social construct, and embracing the fluidity of that construct can lead to more inclusive and accepting societies. Conclusion. So, what does female masculinity teach us? It shows that masculinity isn't just for men and femininity isn't just for women. It reminds us that people have the freedom to express themselves in ways that feel most true to them, without being boxed into outdated ideas about gender. As we continue to evolve as a society, it's crucial that we open our minds to new perspectives and allow people to live authentically. Female masculinity challenges us to do just that, to rethink what we know about gender, and to embrace diversity in all its forms. Thank you for watching today's video on female masculinity. If you found this topic insightful, give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this subject. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more content like this. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future uploads. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay curious,